Okay guys, welcome back. You're watching the STPL. My name is Kix, and we're about to head into our second series of today. It's going to be two of our teams, which I'll show off in just a second. We'll just have a look at the Group B standings for now. We're going to have Soul Gaming at the top with Net Wars, both tied on 4-0. DM in a close second with 2-2. And you can see from there the two teams that we will be seeing there today, and the only two without any stats is going to be Storm versus iRk. Now iRk had a great round one. They came second overall in round two. They didn't quite manage to make it into the playoffs, unfortunately. The playoff teams were Soul, Net Wars, White and Red, but they're going to be back here in round three. They've got an incredibly strong roster. Like, their roster is unbelievable, and the people we'll see today for them is even more crazy. But Storm, a very good team as well. Unfortunately, they've not had the same kind of success as the other teams have, but they're a great bunch of players. Always come and play their games, and they've done a great job so far. But let's have a look at what maps we're going to be seeing today. It's going to be Neo Ground 0 in Set 1. Set 2 is on Plasma. Set 3 on Coliseum 2. Set 4 on Benzene. And Set 5, if we do need it, is going to be on the Ace match on Icarus. And we just saw a great Ace match between our previous two teams. If you're watching the VODs, I won't spoil who that was. But let's have a quick look at the matchups for today. It's going to be a PvP between Headmaster and Dewalt on Neo Ground 0. A PvT between Praise and Marwin on Plasma, a ZVP between Mitak and Aru, and a ZVP between Marine and Oyaji on Benzene. Now, I did say there'd be a lot of ZVP today. Luckily enough, throughout the STPL, I've been picking up more and more information about ZVPs. It looks like a couple of people have tuned out now the FBW game's over, but hopefully there's a lot of you still staying, because we're going to see a cool matchup here between Storm and iRk, two of our European teams. Now just have a look at the players we're going to see here. First of all, we've got Headmaster fighting for Storm. One of their stronger players did manage to take down the captain of White last round, as well as a couple of other strong people. He did go 4 for 3 overall. But his opponent going to be the man himself. It's one of the strongest foreign players at the moment now on iRk. It's Dewalt. Now Dewalt, a very strong Protoss. His PvP is insanely good. Not quite as good as Yeti's, but still going to be a very strong opponent for Headmaster here as they move on to Neo Ground 0. Now we haven't had a PvP on here just yet, but obviously with PvP there's a certain few things that you will see here. We're going to see a lot of Dragoons, likely going to see a mid-game here, probably not going to end too early, very big main, so you could possibly see like a proxy gate or something, but a bit of a risk to do that on a 4-player map without knowing where your opponent is. So let's head on over to the game, and let's see who's going to win here between iRk's Dewalt and pSi's Headmaster. Okay, starting us off here in the bottom right-hand position, in the green, we do have the green Protoss fighting for iRk. It's Dewalt. And starting in the bottom left-hand position, in the white, fighting for pSi, it's going to be the Headmaster himself. I was trying to go for a pun there, and I kind of realized I'd messed it up a little bit because I'd already kind of given it up now. The one interesting thing is for me is it's currently 10 o'clock. We're just, whoa, sorry, my mouse went a bit funny. We're just heading into our second series. So in a way, I want to see long and epic games, but part of me, the me that needs sleep, is hoping that we don't have any like hour-long tie-break situations or anything like that, just because that'd be a little bit hard on my poor brain. But we do have Gateway first coming in from both players. Obviously the divergence will be if we see 2 game from one player and a gas from the other, but let's keep an eye on the minimap to see what's going to happen. with that. Now, of course, it looks like Dewalt's going to go for his gas. Is Headmaster going to do the same? There's the gas for Dewalt. Let's check the gas over here. So yeah, Headmaster's going to go for gas as well. His gas is going to be a little bit later, which I believe is indicative of him going for a Zealot first. We could see a Dragoon first from Dewalt. One of Dewalt's obviously massive strong points is his micro. So if he can really make use of it, which he will be able to in a PvP, that could be quite good. Now, is there going to be a Zealot coming in? No, there's not. There's going to be a straight core. So it is going to be a straight Dragoon, I believe. Obviously, he may still get the Zealot just because it's going to be a while before this core finishes up. Yeah, so he is going to go Zealot. But we're going to see the same thing over here as well. So the later gas isn't really going to make too much of a difference. That was a little bit of me reading into it a little bit too much, but hopefully you will forgive me. I'm a meager Terran player. PvP not my speciality, but I've certainly learned a lot about it through the STPL, and I hope to continue learning more about all of the matchups as we go through round 3, then round 4, and then of course the grand finals, which are likely going to be the beginning of next year, so probably around February, March, by all intents and purposes. STPL round 3 should be finishing at the end of November, but we're going to be having a break over Christmas and everything, probably have a break for December, and then round 4 will be heading back onto your screens in January. I would say, can't confirm that, but then they'll be heading up, and we'll finish a year later than we started, I believe, in around about March time. So STPL, a very long tournament, very pleased with all the teams that have turned up to play, and all of them that have stuck with it as well. The only teams that really dropped out were ones that didn't really want to play, I don't think, like IM. They signed up and then realized they couldn't play at the game time, so dropped out at the beginning of last round, and SK Alpha and SK Bravo, which dropped out due to internal clan conflicts and the leader disappearing to never be seen again. So the teams who've had pSi and iRk here, for instance, have been in the tournament since the very beginning. Very grateful to have them here. Grast and oh my god, wait. Oh man, that confused the hell out of me. I thought it was Dragoon on his own Dragoon, and I was like, wait, how is he microing like this? That's insane. But looks like the Dragoon's going to get away without losing any hull damage. Looks like Headmaster's Dragoon actually got a little bit of an advantage in that engagement, but it's going to be 3 gateways coming up for him. Meanwhile, we've got 2 gates and a robo, and then 3 gates coming up for Dewalt. So this is almost the perfect situation. Oh my god, it's 4 gateways. I can't count. It's actually 4 gateways. This is the perfect situation for Headmaster. He is going to have such a macro advantage when it comes to unit production, but of course it does mean that his probe production is going to have to be cut. He's going to have to forget about building a Nexus for a very, very long time. Gateway units, of course, very, very expensive, but we should see 4 Dragoons coming out at a time here. I do wonder if he's cut probes a little bit too early. His saturation is doing a pretty good job, but he has definitely cut probes. Looks like Dewalt's cut probes as well to really go into those 3 gateway styles, 4 gateways. You're going to be spending a lot of minerals on Dragoons. 3 gate has a little bit of a better transition point, so Dewalt, if Headmaster can't win the game with this, he's going to be in a very, very good position. He will have his obs tech up, and no sort of additional tech here whatsoever for Headmaster. So Headmaster going to be relying entirely on gateway units. But you can see his Dragoon production is really, really good right now, and it looks like Dewalt could be heading out into the map to put on a little bit of pressure. But the trouble is, if he strikes at the wrong time, oh my god, he's killing the Kakaroo. He wants it dead. He doesn't want to see that. That's cold-blooded killing right there from our Russian Protoss here. And looks like we are going to have Dewalt pushing across the map now. We're going to have a little bit of 2 ships passing in the night. But we are going to see Headmaster being able to scout this out. Now this is going to be a good engagement for Headmaster to take. He's not going to have range, I think, against Dewalt's range very soon. So this could be a very interesting engagement. But the numbers will, of course, go in favor of Headmaster. And he's in between the reinforcements and the main army. So Dewalt's army getting completely annihilated here. Could this be an upset? Could Headmaster take down Dewalt with this, who looks like he wants to try and expand? But all of his units are gone. He has 3 Dragoons back at home. The probe sent back up the ramp. He's going to try and wall off with pylons to try and stay alive as long as he can. I think range is actually finished for both players now. But the observatory tech not doing anything. I mean, the only thing he's seeing is what's killing him right now. But he will have Reaver Tech. If he can hold long enough for Reaver Tech to come in, maybe he can do something. It's going to be low ground versus high ground here for Dewalt, but is it going to work out? Headmaster pushing up onto the ramp, taking a lot of damage from this single Zealot, but still, this is an amazing amount of damage by Headmaster. That's not a Dragoon-type wall, and it looks like Dewalt is going to be taken down here by the micro of Headmaster. What a great move by Headmaster to go for that 4 gateway. Obviously a very risky build, but it's gonna pay off for him, and in a big way. Psi are gonna take a 1-0 lead against iRk, which is gonna be a huge thing for them. We do have the first Reaver out. Maybe with this Reaver he can do something, but he can't even finish Scarabs. Boom! Goes the Dynamite, the Reaver goes down, and GG! Headmaster takes down Dewalt to win the first game for Psi. Now, I'm going to be the first to admit that seeing Psi with a 1-0 lead against iRk to begin with is something I didn't think I would see. Not that I've got anything against Psi, it's just iRk's roster are so good. And I mean, that was Dewalt. Dewalt lost in a PvP. Headmaster did a great job showing how strong he is and why he's one of the strongest on Psi's roster. But that's going to take us over to the intro so I can set up for the next game. See you guys in just a minute.